Hi, everyone. This is Pastor Eric again. We are having some great conversations with some members of our church related to places we have reached in our lives with where God has done something new inside of us as we've tried something new in our own lives. And today, I'm really grateful to have my friend David Whitt with us today. David's been a member of our church for several decades. He's a new deacon beginning this month again, serving among us. And so, David, thank you so much for being willing to speak with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
David, tell me, when have you felt God push or pull you to try something new?
I think the thing that came to my mind when you mentioned that topic was the time that I was ordained as a deacon, since we had the ordination service Sunday. And I have an unusual story where I was ordained at the Temple Emmanuel downtown on the south side in Birmingham. And the story of getting there is involved, but I think I'll go through the parts of that if it's okay.
Please do. I love. I need to see how you ended up being ordained at the Jewish temple.
The story started with when I met Linda, and we started dating, and then she invited me to join her at First Baptist Church downtown Birmingham, and me be a member of the choir. And that led to further involvement in the church activities. This was in '69. And along the way, she was working in a coffee house ministry. We were ministering to the Central City community near us at the First Baptist Church in Birmingham. And eventually that ministry led a Black lady and her daughter to apply for membership in our church. And that stirred up a lot of discussions, long business meetings that we were part of, some after midnight, we're dismissing. But we ultimately, they were presented for membership late in 1970. And that resulted in, again, more discussions in the church, more disagreements, more business meetings. Finally, when they were actually presented for membership and they were turned down, it also brought about the resignation of our pastor and staff, and a group of us stood up and left the church in that service of approximately 250 members. And we eventually formed a new church, the Baptist Church of the Covenant. So Linda and I were charter members of the Baptist Church of the Covenant. And we were meeting at the Temple Emmanuel because they didn't use the building on Sunday, and they had graciously offered that to us. And with my involvement in the church, then I was asked to become a deacon, and we were still meeting there at the Temple Emmanuel, and I was ordained as a deacon there.
Wow. How were you one of the first deacons then to be ordained at the Baptist Church of the Covenant?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of the members that joined us were ordained in the previous First Baptist Church. I was the only one ordained that particular Sunday, and I may have been, like we had this Sunday, the newest ordained deacon that day. My parents came, and later Linda and I were married, or we were married before that, but at Stanford University at Reed Chapel, because we didn't have a building still as Baptist Church of the Covenant. And I was an MBA student at Samford at the time, so we qualified to be able to use Reed Chapel.
In that process, David, and I've heard that story in multiple different angles and from different people. Where did you and Linda feel the Spirit moving you? That was a significant thing to do. How did you feel the Spirit leading you to try this new thing, which was new about starting the church, but also just the process of standing up for something that you felt was really important?
Well, we both were Christians from a young age and brought up in Christian families. We both felt it was the right thing to do. And it was God's leadership in all of these steps along the way, both in our dating time, in our engagement, in our marriage, and then in joining the church. The movement out of First Baptist was just the right thing to do. They were actually bringing members that had not been in church for years back to vote, and it was a close vote in all the cases, roughly 250 to 255 or something like that. So, like I say, of the new church that was formed, the Baptist Church of the Covenant, 300 members and 250 were from First Baptist Church. Mm-hmm. So it was the right thing to do, and God was leading us in every step along the way.
It's become a powerful voice in our community and around the country as well. It's neat to see how God takes these moments in our lives, and when we're able to listen to them, God can spur us to do things that we think maybe we couldn't do in the past, but we have the courage and the energy to do it in the present, and it feels like it's just the right thing to do.
In fact, Otis Brooks sent a letter to our new pastor and was encouraging the development of the church and others in the Baptist faith. It was not just that one event that happened. It was a long-running dedication that we felt.
Yes. Well, David, thank you so much for sharing with us your story. I'm grateful for your story of faithfulness. I'm grateful that you and Linda found a new place to get married, and you've shared this story with me before, and it's just a great story. And you may be our only deacon that I know of that was ordained in the Jewish synagogue in town. But I'm grateful for you, and I look forward to serving beside you in the coming few years.
Thank you. I agree. Thank you very much.